What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today we've got the official FAQ for the Digimon trading card game for New Evolution for the first set. Shout out to the lovely folks over at GameAcademia.com who did do the translation for this. Love those people because they made my job a lot easier. And these are important. These are really important because FAQs... trading card games work in the same way set to set as a general rule. So as soon as we get one or two of these FAQs, like we've got now, we will all of a sudden have a really good look at how they're tending to rule these cards, and that is a very, very good thing indeed. So, let's go in order. We're not going to get through it all in this one video. What we're going to do is split it up into a couple of videos so that we don't have to go super fast. BIYOMON. It's a Digitama, and when you attack, now remember these inheritable skills only work on Digimon you have evolved from the Digitama. If this card is attacking an opponent's Digimon, you get an extra 1000 power. Does it activate when battling security Digimon? No, only when you are attacking a resting Digimon. This is something we expect, and this is going to be a theme going through. These kind of skills work when attacking Digimon, not in security skills unless they say otherwise. Does it activate when its attack is blocked by a Digimon using blocker? Yes, if the target is a Digimon. If you're attacking a security skill, i.e. the player, and there is blocking, it doesn't. This is actually really important and a little bit finicky. The rule is if you're attacking a player and they block you, does not activate. If you're attacking a Digimon and they block you, does activate. BABYDMON, this is the other red of the Digitama. It's got an inheritable skill that if your Digimon has piercing, you get an extra 2000 power. Does it still work if you are granted piercing by virtue of an option card? We're specifically looking at Scrapclaw here, that is a red option card that gives one of your Digimon piercing until the end of turn. Yes. You've still got piercing, doesn't matter how you get it, BABYMON will work. UPAMON. Moving into one of the blue Digitama here. UPAMON's got an inevitable skill. Once per turn, if your opponent has a Digimon with no evolution sources, you draw one card. Does this card skill activate if my opponent has a Digimon with no evolution sources in their raising area? No. Digimon in the raising area do not count. There must be a Digimon on the board with no evolution sources. And this is one of the themes we see in Digimon as we go through here. The general rule to bear in mind, the raising area doesn't count. Doesn't matter what's going on in there, skills don't work in there, skills can't affect Digimon in there, and if you're looking to see a Digimon with no evolution sources, no, the raising area won't count. The other blue Digitama is WANYAMON here. It is a level 2 Digimon, again a Digitama. And if your opponent has 2 or more Digimon with no evolution sources, you gain 2000 power. Same question here. What about the raising area? No, Digimon in the raising area do not count. Now, we could have a quick look at TANAMON here, one of the green Digitama. This has a skill whereby when you're attacking, if you've evolved once or more this turn, you get an extra 1000 power. Does it count if you evolve in the raising area? Nope. Say it with me, ladies and gentlemen. The raising area doesn't count. You must evolve in the battlefield. The raising area really does not interact with the battlefield at all. If I evolve a Digimon using the skill of Agumon, now Agumon's one of these green cards, it's a very, very fun one here. It's got the skill whereby when you attack, you look at the top 3 cards of your deck, and if you see a level 6 green Digimon, you may evolve into it. Does that mean that you then get the extra 1000 power? Yes, because you've evolved this turn. So moving on beyond Digitama then, we can have a little bit of a look at Agumon. It's got a skill where when you play it, you look at the top 5 cards of your deck, find a Tamer card, put it into your hand, and put the rest of them on the bottom of your deck in any order you like. Can you find a non-red Tamer? Yes. And the theory here is very simple. If this was a card that was limited to grabbing red tamers, it would have told you that it was limited to grabbing red tamers. It didn't, so it's not. Okay, what if you've got 4 or fewer cards left in your deck? Does the skill still activate? Yes, it does. And then if you find a tamer in the remaining cards in your deck, you get to put it in your hand, and if you don't, you don't. It's one of these do as much as you can. If you've got 5 cards, you look at the top 5 cards of your deck or reveal them. If, however, you don't, you reveal as much as you can. Speaking of Agumon, how about Professor Agumon? When you play, you get to return any Digimon whose name contains Agumon from your discard pile to your hand. Can you use this to get a Professor Agumon back? As we suspected, the answer here is very much yes. Because it does not say a card called Agumon, it says a card whose name contains Agumon. So that would be Agumon, Professor Agumon, etc., as we go through. Cool. Moving on to BIYOMON here, we've got ourselves an inheritable skill that says on your turn, if the Digimon that has evolved from this has blocked, you get plus 2,000 power. Okay, but it just says you get an extra 2,000 power. When does it run out? Until the end of turn. It lasts until the end of the turn in which it was activated. Alright then. So let's say that your Digimon's power is increased using BIYOMON, and then this card was discarded as an evolution source, I don't know, using something like GARUDAMON. What happens to the power? The effect is lost at this point in time. Essentially, you get the extra power by virtue of having evolved from the BIYOMON here. As soon as that goes away, you lose the extra power. Now, this one surprises me a little bit because it would seem like you've gained the extra power, but the plus 2,000 is lost as soon as this happens. Does this card's evolution source skill activate when I attack an opponent's Digimon? No. It only works if you're blocked. If your opponent does not declare to use a blocker skill, it doesn't work, even if you're attacking a Digimon that has blocker. BIRDRAMAN. Kind of a nice one. Nice to have a little bit of a BIRDRAMAN. It's got the skill whereby it gives one of your Digimon security attack +1 until end of turn. Well, if I use this skill to give another one of my Digimon security attack +1, and during the same turn, this Digimon was destroyed or removed from the battle area, do you lose security attack +1? No. The theory being BIRDRAMAN has granted security attack +1, but now it's gone and nothing else is doing, and if BIRDRAMAN goes away, the power has already been granted. Can you use this to give BIRDRAMAN itself security attack +1? Yes, you can, because it does not say one of your other Digimon, it says one of your Digimon. If you use a card's effect to give another of your Digimon security attack +1, does it stay if you evolve the Digimon? Yes, it does. And this is another theme that we do see as we go through the game as a whole, really. If you've got summoning sickness and you evolve, it stays. If you're told you can't attack and you evolve, it stays. Anything like that just stays around, frankly. Just stays around. FLARELIZARDMON, one of the more long-winded name Digimon we've got here. On your turn, if your memory is 3 or more, you get security attack +1. Well, if you've got 3 memory and attack my opponent's player with the skill, but during their security check, they reveal Hammer Spark, and Hammer Spark takes my memory down to 1, do I still get the extra security attack? Because I did have memory of 3 or more, but I don't anymore. No. At the point when your memory was put to 2 or below, you lose the extra security attack +1, so the second check does not happen. And this seems inconsistent with me, because we've previously been told that if Hammer Spark puts it to your opponent's turn in the middle of an attack, you still get any extra security attacks. So why would you then lose this when you've already activated the skill when you had enough memory? It seems like if passing it to your opponent's memory side wouldn't give them the turn until you finished out the attack, that going below free memory wouldn't cancel the attack after it's already started, but apparently it does. And who am I to argue? METALGREymon. It's got a skill whereby when you're attacking you get plus free memory, but at the end of your turn you lose free memory. Now if you attack with this card, you gain plus free memory, and then you attack and this Digimon gets destroyed, does the you lose free memory at the end of turn effect still happen? Yes, the skill was already in effect, so the memory minus free effect does still happen at the end of your turn. Otherwise, there would be a great little cheat here where you gain free memory, but just make sure your Digimon is destroyed and you don't give it back to your opponent, so I can see where they're coming from with this one. The rule seems to be that a static skill does stay around even when the Digimon is destroyed, but an inheritable skill goes away as soon as that evolution source is removed. GARUDAMON. Now, GARUDAMON has piercing, which means that when you destroy a resting Digimon, you also get a security check, and it's got an inheritable skill whereby if this Digimon is blocked, you draw a card. Does the evolution source skill activate when I attack an opponent's Digimon? Like we said a moment ago, no. The when block skills only activate if your opponent chooses to declare the blocker skill, otherwise it doesn't work. Moving into SKULLGREYMON here, when you play it, you just get to destroy one of your opponent's Digimon that has blocker. Can I target an opponent's Digimon that gained blocker using an option card? Specifically here, we would be looking at Testament, a free cost card that gives one of your Digimon blocker until the end of your opponent's turn. Yes! And it's just like we said about the whole piercing thing earlier, it doesn't matter how you were granted blocker, whether it was printed on the card to begin with, or whether it was something you got from an option card. The only thing that matters is that you do have blocker. And then finally for this video, I think probably keeping all the red to one video because there's a lot of rulings in here is a little bit sensible. We've got Wargreymon, the big bad level 6 Digimon from the set. When you evolve, this Digimon gets security attack +1 until the end of your turn. And if you reveal an option card during a security check, that security effect does not activate. When an option card is revealed, since the security skill is not activated, what happens to the card? You just discard it. We've seen a bunch of option cards that have no security skill. That is essentially what happens. We treat it as a card with no security skill, even though it has one. It gets discarded, nothing else happens, and you feel happy that you're playing Wargreymon. Silly me, ladies and gentlemen. I almost forgot about METALGREYMON, who is a red Digimon, but is a secret rare, so comes in at the end of the list, and I almost forgot to include it, but I didn't. Security attack +2, but you lose 5 memory when you attack. Did not make enough of a deal about that in my reveal video for this, but I still think it's amazing regardless. And an inheritable skill that gives your Digimon an extra 3,000 power. Are you unable to attack if your memory is not 5 or above? The answer is no. You definitely can attack. What's going to happen is you attack, you move the memory over to your opponent, and then it will be their turn at the end of your attack. But the turn does not end until the attack is resolved. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Lots of fun times to be had with Red Digimon and lots of official rulings that you need to know about. And if you're going to be playing this game, you do need to know these rulings. Over the next couple of days, I will come and explain all of these rulings to you as we go. But as always, if you've got any questions, chuck them down in the comment section and either myself or somebody else will get to them. But for now, just make sure you like this video, subscribe to this... Oh, go nuts, be nice, all of that. Subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at the Wossy, where where we talk Digimon and other games. And do please consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, all kinds of fun stuff. But by far the most important thing is always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wossy Plays.